Hello, Potato. I come to you today with a tale of failure. As you are almost certainly aware, even if you've not been interested or tried to avoid it, I'm sure you've seen people posting videos about the McDonald's adult Happy Meals from the Cactus Plant Flea Market. You've heard people question, why do they have 4 eyes? You've heard people question, why would adults want Happy Meals? You've heard people render all sorts of judgments on the quality and nutrition of McDonald's food. Indeed, I'm sure the quality of the toys themselves. Now I thought this would either be something I could either do pretty easily or not do at all. I wasn't certain from the start. Would these be easily available? Would I be able to get a full collection of the toys and do a nice little video on them? Or would they just be like, by the time I got off work on the first day they were out, would they be gone? Because McDonald's had totally misplanned it, kind of reminiscent of the Szechuan dipping sauce fiasco from a few years ago, which no, I did not take part in because I knew that would be a mess. But we were in a place with a McDonald's because, of course, there's McDonald's every few blocks. They're not quite as thick on the ground as Starbucks, but they're not far off. And we were able to get some. And we got 2 of the characters to start with. I'm like, okay, well, this is a good sign. There's only 4. So I figured we'd get some more and try to get the other ones. And our second trip, we got the 3rd character. We have 3 of them. So, well, now we're 3/4 of the way through. No point in stopping, right? We gotta keep going. Buy more and more of these meals. This isn't the boxes from all of them. See, because every time we'd buy more, we tended to get predominantly the same character. We have multiples of 3 of the characters, again, predominantly 1 in particular. And we just have not been able to find that 4th character anywhere. I'm questioning he exists. I don't think I've even seen pictures of anybody having the 4th character. So I'm giving up. We're cutting our losses here. We're going to look at the 3 that we have and move on with our lives. And maybe if at some point I'm able to get that 4th one, we'll maybe do a very short video on that. But first, let's look at the boxes, because of course they have done a larger version of the traditional Happy Meal box with the golden arches on top and everything. Now, I think people question, why have they chosen to be either Big Mac or nuggets? Well, that I can answer easily, because your basic Happy Meal is either a hamburger or a cheeseburger, or I think it's like a 4-piece nuggets. I think 6 if you get the Mighty Kids meal, but I don't think they have the Mighty Kids meal anymore. I think that was discontinued. So that's why a Big Mac is just an adult burger, and nuggets are nuggets. And let's be honest here, we've acknowledged the different kinds of nuggets. I've heard these names before. I question how much the bone and the bell look like what they say they are, but I've heard those names all before. And I don't know that I've ever actually had a Big Mac before, because I didn't realize that they were just 2 of the normal burger patties. I thought they were bigger patties. I was very surprised upon having one to find out they were just basically it was a McDouble with an extra piece of bread and a bunch of stuff I didn't want stuck onto it. So that was a learning experience. We learned that as well. But the old boxes, at least when I was a kid, I guess they're mostly bags. I've seen boxes more recently. But the old boxes when I was a kid usually had activities on them, or they opened up so you could use them in conjunction with the toy. Like if it was a car-based toy, maybe it would open up and turn the box into a tunnel, or the box would be like a building they could drive up to. Could be a little McDonald's that your little car could drive up to. But not what they've done here. They've just kind of gone with some very kind of interesting style of artwork, including a bunch of characters that don't exist in the toy collection. Oddly, one of them being Ronald himself. You'd think that you would have Ronald McDonald as one of the toys in your McDonaldland adult Happy Meal. But this whole Cactus Plant Flea Market thing seems a little weird. I'm not going to go on about why do they have 4 eyes. They have 4 eyes because that's just their art style. Who cares? I have looked a little bit at some of the other stuff Cactus Plant Flea Market sells, and what it largely is very, very overpriced clothes done in their particular style. They have a whole line of McDonald's stuff, and if you want to spend $60 for a t-shirt, you can go do that. I wouldn't. Not for a t-shirt, not for one with their particular art style on it. And people have been making a deal about that a little bit too. Why do they have McDonald's? Who wants to wear McDonald's clothes? And the only thing I can point out is like last year, maybe early this year, but last year I think, Box Lunch had an entire line of McDonald's themed items, including like Loungefly style backpacks and shirts, things themed after like Egg McMuffins and Happy Meals and breakfast items, and there were like pins. I mean, it's not that out there that Cactus Plant Flea Market would do this. It's been done. It's just not been done in their particular art style. But there were 4 toys you could get. There's Cactus Buddy, Grimace, Birdie, and Hamburglar. And I think it's interesting that you've done Birdie and Hamburglar, but again, not done Ronald. I wonder if the McDonald's Corporation had some issue with them actually doing a toy of Ronald in that style, because they are kind of creepy looking in the pictures. And I suspect creepy looking in the toys too. I have tried to avoid looking at them too much. I've seen some pictures of Grimace, and they are suitably creepy. But I've been trying to, I haven't opened up any of the toys that I have here. These are all still in bagged. So we're going to look at those together on camera. One thing I've noticed about the boxes, though, aside from there also being no activities, is they don't seem to want to go together properly. Like, all these tend to be warped like this. Like, this fold doesn't really work properly. So you're not getting those kind of clean, sharp angles you should traditionally get on a Happy Meal box. There's a lot of warping, a lot of dented in areas. And that could also just because the people at the store are making so many of these. That's something I've noticed when we bought these, is like tons of people buying these things. They are like super popular. So I'm guessing we're going to see more adult Happy Meals down the road, because I want to say I've seen them making more of these. Now, again, to be fair, I don't go to McDonald's very often. It's not my fast food place of choice if I'm going to go to fast food. For me personally, their food, despite having enough calories to feed a small village, never leaves me feeling full. It's very weird. But I noticed it seemed like a lot of these coming out in ways that I don't recall seeing them come out with like normal Happy Meals, or really indeed any other food. So I'm guessing we will see more of these adult Happy Meals in the future, which means I probably have more McDonald's food to look forward to. But yeah, we've gone a few times. We've gotten a few toys. Mostly, again, the same few characters. Yep, we've got toys. We've got lots of toys. Lots and lots of toys. And yet, somehow have managed to not get all 4. One thing that's interesting I noticed there you go, that's all of them. One thing I noticed in putting this up is they came in 2 different bags. And I was wondering initially, when I thought about this, is it because like 2 different characters come in different colors? But no, because see, this and this are the same toy, or at least they feel like it. And yet, some are in blue and some are in green. I've tried to look up online why that is. Why are some blue, why are some green? And I've been able to find no information to that end. So yeah, I haven't opened them, but I say that they only have 3 of them because they're, like with the Lego minifigures, they're pretty obvious what they are. This is, pretty obviously Grimace. This one is almost certainly Birdie. And then over here, nope, that's Birdie as well. Another Grimace. Another Grimace. No, actually, that's not. That one's Cactus Buddy. So those are the 3 that we have. We have Grimace, Cactus Buddy, and Birdie to look at today. And then we have all these extras. So if you are somebody who is local to me and you're looking to get particularly Grimace, because that's most of what we have, mostly is Grimace, hit me up. We can arrange a trade for Hamburglar for Grimace. Or if you just want a Grimace, we've got some available here at very reasonable prices. But if you're aware of why some of these are green and some of these are blue, let me know in the comments, because I'm puzzled. I absolutely don't get the color bag difference, or the bag color differences. I don't see anything on them that's like particularly different, like serial numbers or editions. I mean, is a blue one, because there are certainly less of the blue ones. It's like a blue one, like a first edition, and the green ones are second edition. I have no idea. And I suspect once I open them, it's not going to make a difference anyways, because I'm not going to be able to tell which one was which. But let's open one of each. No reason to open all of them. If somebody wants to trade for one, they may want it in the bag. Who knows? So starting off with Cactus Buddy, who I do think is potentially the most interesting. Wow, that's I kind of figured he'd be a little brighter than this. He's now this looks, I mean, the art looks very much like it's almost like clay. And part of me was sort of expecting these to be a little bit more, at least initially, a little more like vinyl, and they're not. They're kind of traditional McDonald's Happy Meal toy hollow brittle plastic. But the style is nice. It's nicely rendered. I thought he'd be a little brighter than that. He's a little washed out, which I'm a little surprised at. A little everything here, except for calories. Lots of calories. But yeah, we have Cactus Buddy here, who I guess is the Cactus Plant Flea Market mascot character, wearing a McDonald's shirt, which you can probably buy on the Cactus Plant Flea Market site, and the McDonald's hat, which you probably can also buy on the Cactus Plant Flea Market site, probably for about $150 total. But it's an interesting art style. It does look, I think it's going to look decent on a shelf. I mean, I don't think you're going to play with these, really, are you? But they look nicer than they are. It looks like it could be vinyl or even like clay or resin. I think that they look quite interesting. And they look quite a bit higher quality than they actually are, which is interesting. All right, I believe this next one here should be Birdie. This they open easily enough. There's Birdie. Now see, that's the kind of color I was expecting from Cactus Buddy, to be like kind of brighter yellow. But Birdie's got her 4 eyes, again, kind of very, almost kind of claymation-y looking. Nicely sculpted. Cheap plastic. But it looks nice. It's nicely sculpted. Oh, her head's a separate piece. Is his head a separate piece? So he's like all, I mean, he's 2 pieces fused together from, molds. But her head is actually, like, so she's actually made of 4 pieces. 2 head pieces, 2 body pieces, and then clipped together. That's interesting. Looks like her legs are a separate piece too. I wonder if they're connected to the head. She's got a lot more going on with her than he does. He really is just kind of these 2 pieces fused together. She actually appears to be, no, her wings are a piece, her head is a piece, her legs feel like they're probably 1 piece. There's a lot of pieces to her. That's surprising. And finally, the Grimace. Initially, he was the one I was, him and Hamburger were the 2 that I wanted the most. So I was very happy when, like, on our second go-round, we got Grimace. And then increasingly less happy as our continuing go-round, we continued to get pretty much nothing but Grimace. We got, like, Cactus Buddy one more time. But predominantly, we just got Grimaces after Grimaces. And we weren't going to the same restaurant. We went to different McDonald's. We went to probably half a dozen different McDonald's to get all these. Went to mall McDonald's, went to freestanding McDonald's, and it didn't make a difference. I mean, I actually had them, but of course, by the last day we did any searching at all the McDonald's we went by were out. They were done with the toys. This was supposed to go the entire month of October, basically, and they sold out in a week, which, to be fair, I kind of thought they'd sell out on the first day. So it's still a lack of planning on their part. They clearly didn't know that these were going to be popular, but they did, I guess, plan a little better than I initially was giving them credit for. Grimace, like Cactus Buddy, is just 2 pieces, no extra little bits on him. But he is, I think, particularly... Grimace is kind of a creepy character to begin with. I mean, he's called the Grimace, which is not a pleasant name to start with. And big purple gumdrop looking thing that if I remember my McDonaldland lore, the Grimace, much like the Hamburglar, was originally a villain character. He was a bad guy. That's why it's called the Grimace. It's not a name of a happy person. And like at some point, either he was so popular or just, they decided that Grimace needed to be a good guy. So he did a heel turn and became, I guess it's a face turn, isn't it? He did a face turn and joined Ronald as the good guys. Yeah, I think they look, honestly, they look quite nice. It's weird how washed out he looks. It makes him look like an older toy that maybe you found in a vacant lot that's been sun bleached for years. It's a little dirty because like the white's not really white. The yellow's not very vibrant yellow. He looks like I found him sitting at the side of the road where he'd been sun bleached for quite some time, compared to the vibrancy particularly of Birdie there. But even Grimace is pretty vibrant looking. But interesting also that the box features so many of the McDonald's characters we haven't seen since I was a little kid. Like, I don't even remember the pirate's name, but we've got Mayor McCheese, we've got Officer Mac, we've got the Fry Kids, or, at least a Fry guy. I think we had some like the little burger ones. Maybe I'm imagining it. I thought, oh no, there they are. The little burger puppets. Yeah, they're on there too. I don't remember if they had names. I'm sure they did. There's no nuggets though. No nuggets and no fries, because there were fries and nuggets. Remember the nuggets had like little toys of too. I guess later on in this month being October of 2022, if you're watching this in the future, they're bringing back the old Halloween buckets too. So I have been told we will be going back to get some of those as well. So that's fine. Those at least are actual Happy Meals. Although I wouldn't be surprised if they made like an adult Happy Meal variant out of them just to sell the more expensive food. Because essentially, what you got in these boxes for anywhere from like $10 to $14, depending which location you went to, because it was, of course, different prices at different places, is you got a medium-sized either nugget or a Big Mac value meal for like $4 or $5 more with a cheap plastic toy in a cardboard box. You were paying that much more for the same meal you could have bought for a lot less to get the toy. But let's face it, that's what we all wanted. That was the whole point of getting Happy Meals as a kid, was the toy. It's the same as adults, is to get the toy. And, no humongous regrets other than the fact that could never find a Hamburglar. But who knows? I mean, they're supposed to go on for the whole month. Maybe they'll restock them. I'm definitely not going to be looking as actively as I was. I almost suspect, ironically from the name Cactus Plant Flea Market, I almost suspect my long-term goal here is to eventually go to my local flea market, where, there's usually booths with bins full of old Happy Meal toys, and maybe eventually find a Hamburglar out of that. Unless he really is like just super rare, in which case, maybe not. I want to is there like maybe some part of the country that has like no Grimaces and like everybody is just swimming in Hamburglars, and I've got, 8 Grimaces here, and they've got like an equal number of Hamburglars because they were just as stupid as I was and went to like a bunch of McDonald's trying to get these toys. But that's it. I think we've rambled on long enough to justify, well, no, nothing justifies the amount of money that was spent on this mini adult Happy Meals, but to justify the effort put into it. We got 3 of the 4. We got 75%, most of the way there. I am satisfied with the appearance of the toys. I think they're interesting. A little paint error there, but that could be intentional with this toy. Who knows? And I am satisfied with them. They're going to look cool up on a shelf somewhere when I find a space for them. And the rest we'll just put away, and maybe eventually I'll find somebody who needs a Grimace and has a Hamburglar, and we can do a trade. But that's my tale of failure. My failure to get a full set of adult Happy Meal toys. I hope you found it at all interesting and entertaining. If you did, go ahead, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel. I will thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.